Former President Barack Obama campaigns on behalf of Wisconsin Democrats today. We'll have highlights from his visit to Milwaukee.
And a woman is accused of sexually assaulting her fiancé with a screwdriver after a tarot card reading. What police are saying about this case.
This is News 3 at 6.
Thanks for joining us. Democratic leaders are making it clear tonight they want to see change in Wisconsin.
Former President Barack Obama campaigned with candidates from our state today, hoping to inspire voters. News 3's Rose Schmidt shares his message from Milwaukee.
Here in Milwaukee, former President Barack Obama and other Democratic leaders' speeches all focused on one thing, the importance of voting.
I am so delighted to welcome back to this very high school President Barack Obama.
As former President Barack Obama took the stage in Milwaukee, he made it clear why he came to the Badger State today.
I am here for one simple reason. I am here to ask you to vote. To vote in what might be the most important election of our lifetimes.
Obama made the case for Democratic candidates across Wisconsin, including U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin and Tony Evers.
I've got news for you, Scott Walker. You have maybe spent the last 8 years trying to divide us, but you will never conquer us.
There are important issues, not literally on the ballot, but figuratively on the ballot. Health care is on the ballot.
In what's become one of the top issues this election season, President Obama referenced political ads being run by Republicans across the country, promising to provide coverage for pre-existing conditions.
Your governor's been running one of those ads while his administration is literally suing the government to take away pre-existing conditions protections.
The nearly 4,000 people were fired up by the nation's former leader. They got to the rally early.
When I look around and see this crowd, I see hope, I see peace.
And made it clear that they do see a blue wave coming to Wisconsin.
We're going to bring about some changes. Wisconsin going to bring it out this time.
President Obama and other Democratic leaders told the audience here today that when they go vote, they should bring their friends and family. In Milwaukee, I'm Rose Schmidt for WISC News 3.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is also coming to Wisconsin to campaign for Democrats. He will hold a rally on the UW-Madison campus next Tuesday.
Republican Senate candidate Leah Vukmir responded to former President Obama's visit, saying he lied in the past about health care and he is lying now. Governor Walker also responding to Mr. Obama's visit on Twitter, saying, quote, "It takes some kind of gall to come into Wisconsin and lie again about health care and pre-existing conditions." Meanwhile, the governor and his Democratic challenger, Tony Evers, are set to debate tonight. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, WTMJ, and UW-Milwaukee will host a debate on the UWM campus. The most recent Marquette Law School poll showed the race between Governor Walker and Tony Evers to be a virtual tie. The governor held a 1-point lead. That's well within the poll's margin of error.
With Election Day nearing, politicians are in full campaign mode. They are using rallies, ads, robocalls, even text messages to your personal cell phone to spread their message. Campaigns and political groups say members are sending more texts this year than past elections. They're finding that it is a good way to reach young people or those living in rural areas. The practice was first used on a large scale during the 2008 election. While it's illegal for companies to send texts to people without their consent, there's a catch. Political emails and text are considered non-commercial and are exempt from the law.
All right, let's check in now with a look at your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Eric, the last couple of days have been cloudy and relatively cool. Today, pretty much the same story, and that'll be that way for the next couple of days. Let's start out by taking a look at visible cloud track. You can see plenty of clouds across the state, although a little bit of clearing late this afternoon, but there are some showers to our north and west. These will probably fall apart once they pass the La Crosse area because the air is a little bit drier here in southern Wisconsin. Low temperatures this morning were in the 30s north of Madison, around 40 here in the city, lower 40s farther to the south. High temperatures today generally in the lower 50s for much of southern Wisconsin. A few places closer to Lake Michigan stayed in the upper 40s. Current temperatures now have dropped into the upper 40s here in Madison. Southwestern Wisconsin still hanging on to a few temperatures in the lower 50s. By tomorrow morning, look for temperatures to drop into the middle to upper 30s with mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, just a slight chance of a shower, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high temperature of 51. That's your First Alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. The reward to find the missing Wisconsin teen Jamie Kloss is increasing. It now stands at $50,000. Today marks 12 days since officers have started the search for Jamie. They were responding to a 911 call at her parents' home in Barron. That's where they found her parents, James and Denise, shot to death. Investigators believe Jamie was abducted. They have ruled her out as a suspect in her parents' deaths. Their funeral will take place tomorrow. It'll be held at the church that Jamie's mom, Denise, attended, St. Peter's Catholic Church. That's in nearby Cameron. The Klosses married in 2003 and worked at the Jenny O Turkey Store in Barron.
A Beloit woman is accused of sexually abusing her fiancé because tarot cards told her he was sexually assaulting her child. Police arrested 30-year-old Precious Bailey. Amanda Quintana is here with some of those details.
Yes, well, Bailey says that she's a medium and she had visions that her 63-year-old fiance was sexually assaulting her 2-year-old son. She didn't believe the visions until she says tarot cards proved it. On Monday night, after he denied molesting her child, Bailey beat the man. She told police he blacked out and she sexually assaulted him with a screwdriver. He suffered burns, bruised ribs, a broken finger, and damage to his back from being whipped. Officers say there were too many injuries on his back to count.
This was a rather disturbing crime. The officers don't run into that specific type of event every day. I mean, this victim was being traumatized and beaten for an extended period of time overnight.
Bailey told police she did to her fiancé exactly what she believed he did to her son. The next day, she made him go to the store to get cigarettes, and that is when he told an employee to call 911. Bailey is facing tentative charges of first-degree sexual assault, aggravated battery of an elderly person, and false imprisonment. Police say in their investigation there is nothing to substantiate that claim that her child was being abused, and that child was actually there while all of this abuse was happening.
My goodness. All right, a story we will continue to follow. Thank you, Amanda.
A man wanted in a Las Vegas homicide is in jail locally after he was pulled over by Madison police for speeding. Our Keely Arthur has the details on this developing story. Keely?
Well, Madison police were monitoring speeds on the Beltline Thursday when they spotted a man going 102 miles an hour. That's pretty bad on its own, but it gets worse. Police spotted Taran Wilhelmi barreling down the Beltline at 10 a.m. yesterday. Officers pulled the 21-year-old over and during their records check found Wilhelmi is wanted for homicide in Las Vegas. A warrant was issued by Vegas police in June. Las Vegas PD and the Clark County courts were unreachable as today is a holiday in Nevada. Many details of the homicide are unclear and even Madison police are curious.
Why would he be going 102 if indeed he knew he was wanted for a homicide in Vegas? Now, whether or not he knew this or not, we don't know.
Wilhelmi is believed to have graduated from Madison East High School, seen here in yearbook photos. We reached out to one of his family members who declined to comment. Las Vegas police want Wilhelmi extradited to them. It's unclear when that will happen or if Wilhelmi will contest that in Dane County Court.
All right, Keely Arthur joining us in studio. Keely, thank you.
The second part of the Great Sauk State Trail is open. There was a special ceremony today to celebrate its opening. This part of the trail runs through the former Badger Ammo property all the way to Devil's Lake. The group Friends of the Great Sauk State Trail also presented a check for $500,000 to Sauk County officials. To date, the group has raised $900,000 to help pay for the project. A retired veteran has claimed the $1 million winning Powerball ticket. Raymond Heft of Madison came forward as the man who won $1 million from Wednesday's Powerball drawing. Heft says he plans to use the money to buy a Cadillac. Despite his win, there was no overall Powerball winner. The next drawing is tomorrow night. This summer's historic flooding wasn't the match point for a popular tennis center. A man's love for the sport is helping his family rebuild his legacy and move past the damage. That story next at 6. Welcome back. John Powless is a well-known figure in our area. As a former UW basketball and tennis coach, he's also the founder of the well-loved John Powless Tennis Center on Madison's west side.
But after this summer's flooding hit the facility hard, trapping several people inside the building that night, the tennis community is stepping up to help. Our Madeline O'Neill tells us how.
You look at life a little bit differently after this.
After a disaster, we often look at what's left behind.
Minus the walls, minus the desks, minus the furniture, minus the carpet.
It's a strange sight, not only for tennis pro Jason Powless,
All right, 7-8.
whose father started the John Powless Tennis Center in 1979.
This is kind of home.
So I think it's the second home for many people.
But for members, too.
I feel like it is family.
The Powless family encompasses more than just people whose last name is Powless.
Susan McDonald, who's been playing at the center for nearly a decade, remembers the night of the flooding well.
I was heartbroken, everyone was heartbroken, and we were afraid we were going to lose this place.
Powless says the facility was underwater, with water outside destroying 21 cars in the parking lot and trapping 7 people inside the building until 2 in the morning.
The force of water is beyond your imagination.
It's all you, partner.
Staff got the courts up and running about a week later. But the damaged lobby remains.
The cleanup was 6 figures. That just alone.
McDonald's knew there would be an outpouring of community support. It was just a matter of channeling it.
That's who John Powless is. He's had a lifetime of treating people with such respect and dignity and kindness. It's good karma coming back to him now.
His job.
She set up a GoFundMe page, which has received donations from across the tennis community and from around the world.
I truthfully can feel this in my heart. I really can, because it has that much of an impact upon you.
It's pretty special. You can go through life and not really know what kind of an impact you have.
Receding waters have made that impact clear.
Get through it. Get through it.
Revealing a tight-knit community that was there all along.
It's been very humbling, very heartfelt.
Maddie O'Neill reporting. John is a legend, isn't he? And so far, the GoFundMe page has raised nearly $35,000 of its $50,000 goal. The tennis center hopes the new lobby, the bathrooms, and locker rooms will be complete in the next few weeks.
Unwanted sandbag collection starts Monday in Madison. Anyone living in the city's designated flood zone can put them on the curb. Anyone outside that zone needs to request a pickup online. You can also keep the bags if you want. You can find specific directions for disposal on channel3000.com.
And still ahead tonight at 6, fighting cancer step by step.
And there are several Halloween activities taking place around Madison this weekend. We're previewing those and how they will impact your drive downtown next at 6.
In weather, skies will remain cloudy this weekend. There'll be some chances for showers, but the highest chances will probably be Saturday night into early Sunday morning. I'll have your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
People are racing for research this weekend to benefit the UW Carbone Cancer Center. The run, one of the largest fundraisers for the center. New this year, researchers are teaming up with the American Family Children's Hospital to raise money for both children and adults with cancer. The goal is to get to $150,000. The 5K starts at 9 a.m. tomorrow. You can still register or donate online at carbonesrace.org.
The Henry Violet Zoo is holding its annual Halloween celebration this weekend, but there are some changes. Halloween at the zoo will feature things like a bounce house and costume contest, but you won't find those trick-or-treat stops this year. The reason? To eliminate lines and just let the kids have fun. It all starts at 9:30 Sunday morning and ends at 3. And a heads up, Freak Fest is taking place tomorrow in downtown Madison. Several streets near State Street are closing tomorrow afternoon, so crews can start building concert stages. Others will close at 5 for the festival. All closures are in place until 3 o'clock Sunday morning. You can find a list of all the impacted roads online at channel3000.com.
And we take a look at the weekend forecast now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. He is joining us on the backyard patio. Gary?
Yeah, it's not bad. I think we'll see plenty of clouds this weekend, but the rain chances for the most part will be low, except for late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. Then we'll probably see our best chances for rain. But visible cloud track shows plenty of clouds today. And then as we head towards sunset, you can see how those clouds have started to thin out a little bit. We've got some clearing off to the west, but there are also some clouds moving through Minnesota and Iowa that are heading back into Wisconsin. In fact, those clouds even bringing some showers over southeastern Minnesota. Most of these will fall apart before they reach the ground in southern Wisconsin. The air is a little bit drier here. Live view from the Platteville Quimby Radio Skycam showing a little bit of clearing over southwestern Wisconsin. The WISC Skycam showing some breaks in the clouds as well. The Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing clouds over the Capitol, but also there was a little sunshine late this afternoon. Almanac for today shows a high of 52, the low temperature at 40, very similar to what we've seen the last couple of days, just slightly below normal on the high temperature and about normal for the low temperature. Right now we're at 48. Skies are cloudy with a few breaks in the overcast. Winds are out of the northeast at 6 miles per hour. Temperatures generally are in the 40s to lower 50s over Wisconsin. On weather track, our upper level winds still from the northwest, but that means that there's not a lot of moisture. Most of that is in the eastern portion of the country, a big storm system. A lot of that was once moisture from Hurricane Willow that moved into Mexico will head through the northeast with a nor'easter. If you saw that on the CBS Evening News, there could be some snow on interior sections of New England and quite a bit of rain along the coast, but the rest of the country looking pretty quiet right now. And as we zoom back into the Midwest, you can see for the most part that northwesterly wind flow continuing through much of the Midwest, keeping temperatures on the cool side. There's a weak area of low pressure across western Minnesota. That will move through Wisconsin tomorrow night, and it looks like it'll move a little farther north than originally projected. So that'll keep the coldest air up to the north. So I'm not looking for a rain-snow mix tomorrow night into Sunday morning. Primarily, we'll just see some light rain showers. Temperatures right now 40s here, some 50s and 60s out to the west of us. On future track, you can see the clouds remaining through the day tomorrow, but then later tomorrow night we could see some showers, and those will continue into early Sunday morning before ending. Our forecast for the overnight hours, low of 37, mostly cloudy skies, just an outside chance of a shower. For tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies and just a slight chance for a shower. Another cool day with a high of 51. As we check out future track, those temperatures really staying about where they are the last couple of days. Upper 30s for overnight low temperatures, daytime high temperatures in the lower 50s. Just a chance of showers during the day. Best chances will be tomorrow night into Sunday morning. That moves through pretty quickly. Sunday, look for high temperatures in the lower 50s. 7 to 10 day forecast. Those temperatures remain on the cool side as we head into next week. But by the end of the week, we'll look for the possibility for some more showers and maybe mixing with snow toward the end of the week.
Well, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers will see a familiar face on the Rams defense this weekend. That story next in sports. Well, the teams in the playoffs whittling down once more tonight with the Level 2 playoffs. Here are just a few of the games we are covering this evening on Prep Mania. In Division 1, 7th-ranked Hamilton from Milwaukee taking on state runner-up Sun Prairie at Ashley Field. And in a clash with the top 2 teams in the Badger North, we've got DeForest facing undefeated and defending state champion Wanakee. Pewaukee visiting Mount Horeb Barneveld. The Vikings have won 2 in a row coming into tonight's game. Division 4 action, reigning state champs Lodi visiting one-loss Edgerton. Racine Lutheran visiting Swall champ Mineral Point. And in Division 7, Potosi Castle with a big challenge tonight. They've got undefeated, top-ranked Blackhawk. We'll have these games and more tonight on Prep Mania on News 3 at 10. Badgers with a tough task in the Big Ten West tomorrow morning when they play at Ryan Field at Northwestern. Historically a challenging place for Wisconsin. And as of right now, quarterback Alex Hornibrook still considered questionable for tomorrow's game. But whoever is under center doesn't really matter because the Badgers are expecting a test regardless, which has been nearly every single week in the Big Ten. Some, like Iowa, have the Heartland Trophy, and TJ Edwards thinks this rivalry might need one too.
Trophy? I feel like they all should in the conference games. That's what it feels like for sure. But you know, it's really going to be a battle, and it's always a tough lineup against them, and you really have to play your best game.
Aaron Rodgers will see a familiar face on the other side of the field this weekend when the Packers visit the Rams on Sunday. Former Green Bay cornerback Sam Shields now with the Rams after he was released from the Packers last February. He's overcome a lot of adversity in terms of injuries, including 4 concussions in his 7 seasons with the Packers, but still has a lot of respect from number 12.
I love competing against Sam. Have for many years in practice. Know him pretty well. He knows us pretty well also. I mean, he's a fantastic player. Just keeping in touch with him during his time away after the injury in Jacksonville. This is what he wanted. You know, he wanted to come back. He wanted to come back here. But I'm happy he's playing. I'm happy he's feeling great. He's having no issues with his head. And, he's a fantastic guy. Was a great teammate for us.
Game 3 of the World Series tonight in Los Angeles between the Red Sox and Dodgers. Boston leads the series 2-0 after they swept at Fenway earlier in the week. Red Sox will stock Rick Porcello, while the Dodgers will depend on Walker Buehler to get them out of the deficit. Now, no team has ever come back to win when down 3-0 in the World Series. And the Los Angeles area taking the Fall Classic very seriously, even changing the name of a Boston Market restaurant to Los Angeles Market. This is in Toluca Lake. That's a neighborhood in L.A. The restaurant owners said they're temporarily changing their name to support the Dodgers in the World Series. I don't know, it doesn't have the same ring to it. Boston Market, Los Angeles Market.
Well, Los Angeles fans don't really take sports seriously anyway, right?
Oh, really? Is that what they do now?
You're from the...
Thanks. Thank you very much.
That's where she used to live. Final check, Gary.
Next few days, look for temperatures to be very close to normal. Some clouds, maybe a couple of showers over the weekend. Looks like Halloween will be dry, but chillier weather on the way for the end of next week. Some rain and snow showers about Friday.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thank you for joining us for News 3 at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.